Hello watch fans, this is Anders here on Watch On channel. So today finally the full review of my first Unimatic Divewatch. I have been really looking into this Italian kind of design watch company. They do make real tool watches, but they make very special kind of unique different designs with their watches. And I did buy this a couple of weeks ago. I did an unboxing video. If you want to see that first impressions unboxing video, you can click the link up in the right hand corner or down in the description. So let's open the box and see what is inside. It comes in this very tough Pelican storage box here. Very tough. I'm sure this will survive a lot of beating, a lot of action, so you can also use this as a travel case actually. This is the Unimatic Modello Uno, which means model number 1, U1S-MP. This is a limited 300 meter water resistant automatic dive watch from this micro brand from Italy. So before we get into the watch, you also get a nice black NATO strap. Then you actually get this warranty card and a little manual, a sticker also. And the cool thing you see here is that this actually holds a place for another watch. So if you have another watch and you're going traveling, for example, you can use this as a travel case for 2 watches. Useful watch box. So let's just take out the NATO strap, because I'm also going to show you how the watch wears on the NATO strap, and let's have a closer look at the watch. So here the Unimatic Modello Uno is out of the box, again limited to 500 examples. This is the Swiss version, meaning that this is powered by the Lisa SW200 movement. You can also find examples of almost this watch, other Unimatic watches which are powered by the Seiko NH35A. They are priced at around 550 euros before taxes, and I think that's simply too expensive for a watch powered by a Seiko NH35A movement. So when I saw they were actually making these watches with Swiss movements, the very reliable, very easily serviceable Lisa SW200 movement, I hit the buy button on their website for this one, and it was priced at 1,080 euros. So it's definitely not a cheap watch, but it's definitely a watch I think is very special and very different in my collection. This is the black version. You can also get a blue version. You can get GMT versions, a red dial, a green bezel. You get Modello Uno, Modello Due, Modello Tre, which are different models. So you can also get a field style watch. Have a look at their website. I'm leaving a link down below. I did buy this watch myself, so this is not in no way sponsored. So some nice dimensions on this watch. Approximately 41.6 millimeters with the bezel, but if you measure without the bezel, you get approximately 40 millimeters. So you see we get an overhang from the bezel, which actually adds millimeters. The lug width is 22, so you can easily find other straps. When I did the unboxing video, I measured 21 millimeters, but I don't think my caliber was calibrated, so that was an error. It is 22 millimeters, so no problem in that department. You can find other straps. Nice lug-to-lug dimension of 48.7 millimeters, and the thickness, including this very slightly domed sapphire crystal, of 13.2 millimeters. The watch comes on this rubber strap here. Very thin, you see a lot of holes, so you can definitely find the right fit to your wrist. It is a bit stiff when you feel it, but on the wrist it's actually very comfortable. And I like this kind of special look and design with this Unimatic rubber strap. They actually charge 60 euros for these straps on their website. A very high price. I definitely wouldn't actually pay that price if I was to buy it. And then you actually get a nice quality black NATO strap, which also doesn't feel super nice when you just feel it, but when you wear it, and I'm going to show you how it wears on the NATO strap in a few moments, it actually feels really good. So what is of course very special with this watch is the design, this very clean dial. You see very simple black, kind of matte black. This is not sunburst. It's almost a bit grayish in different lighting situations. You see we get these printed on hour markings, which are filled with Lume, 2 sticks at 3 and 9, and then the triangle at 12 o'clock, also a Lume pip on the bezel. You also see these simple kind of sword style, almost baton style hands. And then you see the cool second hand here with the counterbalance, which is kind of the rounded part, and then the outer part you will see when I show you the Lume just in a few minutes. It's a very cool detail they made here. Everything is Swiss Super Lume Nova. You also see Unimatic made in Italy, 300 meters of water resistance, and then a color matched date wheel at 6 o'clock. So this is all about very kind of brutalist, very tool-tastic, but also very clean design. So you don't get a lot of writing on the dial. Also, you actually see a lot of the watches, they don't actually have a real dive bezel. It's actually turnable. This is 120 clicks, unidirectional, no play. Very easy to grip because it's almost kind of sharp, this coin etching. So you should be able, even with a dive glove on, to actually very easily grab the bezel. Really like the bezel action, feels really good. And then you see here, you can actually see the counting here. I believe this is some kind of PVD treatment. It doesn't state on the website. But in this lighting situation, it almost feels or looks like it's completely black. When you get the light on it, you see we actually get the minute markings 15, 30 and 45 as well. So this is definitely not a very usable tool watch in that sense, but it's definitely a dive watch you can use. It's all about design. So if you really don't like these different designs, these kind of more unique original designs, this definitely isn't for you. I like it. I think it's very different. So here from this angle, you see this slightly domed sapphire crystal. You also see how the bezel overhangs the case. Then you see we get this nice polishing on the ring here under the bezel, which gives a nice play to this very kind of almost UFO style case. Very angular, very kind of brutal, almost like some of the Seiko cases we know. And this is very nicely brushed. You actually see the lines here, the angles, very well made. Everything is brushed. And then you see the crown here. Let's just measure the size of the crown. So no less than 8 millimeter crown with some very pronounced crown guards here. The crown is a screw down crown. I do get some nice accuracy. This is definitely tolerable, between 7 and 9 seconds plus per day. That is definitely acceptable from a micro brand like this. I know they do actually regulate these movements before sending out the watches. Here we see the case from the other side. You see drilled lock holes as well. Then this very cool case back. You see made in Italy, Modello. All the different information. You also see my particular example is number 259 out of 500, so only 500 of this particular watch, this particular model is made. So of course also a Lume shot, because we of course want to actually see the Lume. I'm very impressed by the Lume. I think the Swiss Super Lume Nova is applied very generously, and it really just shines and glows. You also see a nice response from the Lume even in lower light situations, so I can definitely not complain about the Lume. I think they did a really good job with the Lume here. You actually also do get AR treatment on the underside of the crystal. I think they should have applied a layer or two more. It is kind of reflective, but still with this matte black dial, it's very easy to read in all situations. So here you see the Unimatic Modello Uno U1S-MP limited to 500 examples, the Swiss collection, on my 17.5 centimeter wrist circumference. You see it wears really nicely. It's definitely not a small dive watch. It is of course a pronounced, kind of brutal, tool-tastic, very masculine designed dive watch. And I think it wears really nicely on the wrist. Again, this rubber strap, it doesn't feel super high quality when you just feel it with your fingers, but when you wear it on the wrist, it feels really good. You see signed pin buckle here. Really nice. So let's just try it on the nasal strap. So the good thing is that when you want to put on the nasal strap, it's very easy because you get these drilled lock holes. So it's very easy to take out these spring bars here. And here the Unimatic Modello Uno is on my wrist on the supplied Unimatic nasal strap. See some nice stitching here as well. A lot of holes so you can find the right fit. Feels really good. I'm not a huge fan of nasal straps usually. I kind of keep to my bracelets, my leather straps and other kind of straps. But I actually think this feels good and it wears nicely, and it's a nice little touch that you get a nasal strap. So definitely something also to look into. This, of course, a very polarizing. It does have the capabilities of a real professional dive watch, so it can definitely do with every little thing you want. So no problem with that. I like the case design, I like the dial design, I like how everything feels. The thing is that it's a little bit rough or a little bit kind of sharp. The crown is not very easy to operate. It's kind of hard to actually grip because you have the overhanging bezel, so that's kind of a little design flaw in my opinion. You see we get the bezel overhanging the crown here, which just gives your fat fingers, at least my fat fingers, a little less room to actually navigate the crown. I think it's a little bit hard to screw back in. The bezel action is really nice. It's very easy to grip the bezel, but it's a little bit sharp with the coin edging here, so definitely not a watch that feels very smooth, or kind of the tactile feeling of this watch isn't very smooth either. But really nice design, cool package. This is definitely a watch that you want if you want something different. It's not a watch that is definitely going to be a super huge popular watch like any Seiko or stuff like that, but you definitely do get a very cool brutalist Italian design, and you get something that is very different. So I'm very happy acquiring this watch for my collection. So I hope you enjoyed the full review of this Unimatic Divewatch. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, share this video on the forums on Facebook and places like that. It's a big help. And of course, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.